Hey friends, welcome back to the Happy Homestead. I'm Amanda. It is Sunday, January 29th. We are kicking off the 5th week of the Three Rivers Challenge. If you're new to the channel, this is our 3rd year doing this. The Three Rivers Challenge basically means don't go to the store, don't eat out, use what you have, get creative. And it's kind of my favorite part within the year in regards to the pantry because we do get to use up things that in some cases we forgot we even had. And also just all of the work we do through the gardening and harvest season to preserve as much of our food as possible. This is the time in winter where we get to actually use it and enjoy it and savor it into some delicious meals. So today we're kicking off the 5th day. I split my weeks into usually about 2 videos just to help break it up for me as well as for you. Tonight's dinner is a dinner that I made back in August and froze. And this is ravioli. This is homemade ravioli, homemade pasta, and it is stuffed with, I had extra stuffing here in the freezer that I pulled out. It is sausage, kale, and ricotta, I believe. It's gonna be delicious. So I have a lot of ravioli. I've got 2 bags here. I don't know if I'm gonna cook all 2 bags yet. I remember I counted because I have it listed on my inventory list. I have 104 ravioli. So while it looks like a lot, we may actually cook it all because we're making 4 meals tonight and a minimum of 2 lunches tomorrow. All right, so I've got my water on the stove to boil to get the ravioli cooked. But I also have a saucier pan on the stove, and I'm gonna make like a tomato cream sauce is my thinking tonight. So I have just regular 14.5 ounce can of tomato sauce. I've got tomato paste. I have cream, and we're gonna add in some garlic and maybe some shallots, salt, pepper, maybe some oregano, maybe dill, or not dill, basil rather, and create a really delicious sauce. And then we'll sauce up our pasta and add some cheese. So I'm just heating up about 1 tablespoon of butter with 3 garlic cloves minced and 1 shallot, the last of our shallots that we grew in our garden last year. We had quite the day today. We were out at our homestead property all day, playing with the garden, walking through the woods, and so we all came home and showered in our pajamas. It is 5:30, but that's how we roll. That's how I roll. So after dinner, everyone can just brush teeth and relax. So yes, I literally just got out of the shower. I look a little worn, but I promise I'm clean. I'm just going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 can of tomato sauce. Starting with 1 can because I just don't know if it's going to be enough, if I need 2 or not, but I don't want to overload it. So starting with 1. He's not here. Yeah, he's not home yet. You can be down here. Yeah, Marley's not home.
Yeah, we're sure. We're sure, Lucy.
The cat doesn't really come downstairs unless she knows the dog's not home. She knows. So now she's downstairs. All right, I'm gonna put this on medium to low heat. I'm gonna add in salt, pepper, oregano, basil. I'll add the cream last. I'm actually gonna add the other can, and that way I don't have to add a whole lot of cream, but it will allow us to have plenty of sauce. My family is a sauce family, no matter what it is. This way I'll be sure we have enough. Okay, I'm gonna add a little cream in since the pasta is almost done cooking. Probably about a cup, starting with a cup. I feel like my sauce is flavored really well. Obviously we've got that sausage, ricotta, and kale in here. The salt, pepper, basil, oregano. So by adding the cream, it's really not adding much flavor. It's totally about texture and just making it a really kind of comforting, you know, creamy sauce for our meal, which to me is just the quintessential perfect pasta sauce for the winter. And dinner is served. Bon appetit. Hey friends, it is Monday, January 30th, almost closing out the month of January. So update on last night's dinner. It was delicious. But remember how I said, oh, 104 ravioli. We need 6 meals, that'll work. So I cooked all the ravioli. Guys, it was way too much. Probably could have split that over 2 iterations of meals. The kids took some for lunch today. I had some for lunch today. My husband had some for lunch today. And there is still at least 1, if not 2 meals worth left and sauce in the fridge. So don't know what to say about that. I feel like that happens to us a lot. I always envision my family just being ravenous and so hungry. And then when we get there, more than anything last night, everybody was tired because we had such a long day outside. But so we got some leftovers. Not a bad problem to have. Today's Monday. It's another hectic day. When I say hectic, it's like I pick up the kids from school. We're home for a little bit and then we've got activities in the evening on Mondays. And so when we come home from the activity, that's when we eat dinner. I like to have dinner already made and really simplified for myself and for them. And so tonight we are doing nothing that you probably hadn't heard of before, but it's kind of new to us, which is egg roll in a bowl. So I took out 1 pound of ground beef. It's thawed in the refrigerator. I have 1 lone cabbage left from one of my Azure orders. And I'm going to tell you, I think it was either October or November was when I did it, because I used all of my cabbage and I made amazing half-gallon jars of sauerkraut that we eat throughout the year. But I had 1 cabbage left and I just kept it in our refrigerator in the garage. So I'm going to use that cabbage tonight, and I'm basically going to brown and cook my ground meat. I'm going to add garlic, fresh ginger, minced garlic, minced ginger, salt, pepper, a little bit of soy sauce. Then I'm going to add in shredded carrots, shredded cabbage, sliced onion. I'm not sure what else. What else ever I can find. We have hot sauce. We have soy sauce. We have some other sauces in there that we might be able to whip something up. But that's what we're going to have. Now, I think it sounds good. With my family, it is always, this is the word I use, crapshoot. It's always a crapshoot on whether or not they're going to love it. They always eat a little bit, if not all of it, right? And I always get the thank you, mommy. Oh, this is delicious. And they're so sweet. They're so kind. But I know that there are some meals that are certainly more winners than another. So we'll see how tonight goes. I don't actually know yet. That went on for a good minute. All right, we are home. Guess what? It's almost 7 o'clock at night. I did not get to start dinner before our activities, so I am quickly going to do it now. I'm going to brown the meat in there. I'm starting to chop up the veggies, the garlic, the ginger, the onion, the carrot. I also have these purple Brussels sprouts that I have got to use up. They're looking a little crinkly. I also found an Asian pear in the fridge. I've got 1 onion, about 2 inches of ginger, and 4 cloves garlic. I'm going to add a little soy sauce. And I'm going to add a little toasted sesame oil. I have this little funky kind of peeler that actually peels carrot, shreds, I guess you could say. This is just a quicker and easier way to do it than with a food processor or a mandolin. You can also just buy like a coleslaw kit, right, with the cabbage and the carrots already shredded. That would be a really good alternative for this. Okay, I'm gonna do what I can with these purple Brussels sprouts. I imagine I'm just gonna trim the ends and take off some of the leaves and just kind of like roughly chop them. Okay, the longest part of this whole dinner was just kind of peeling off the old leaves of the Brussels sprouts, but I think this is going to work out well. So the meat is cooked at this point. Now I'm just going to shred my cabbage, add this in, and let everything kind of wilt together. One small cabbage, last of it. All right, mix this around. So this is probably going to take another 10 to 15 minutes, right? At this point, I really just want the cabbage and the Brussels sprouts nicely softened. I'm going to add a tad bit soy sauce. I'm actually adding tamari, and you'll notice I didn't add actually any salt to this, right? It's just been the organic tamari. I almost forgot the Asian pear, guys. This was an Asian pear that I got from, gosh, November maybe, my Azure order, and I had 2 left. This is just one of them. It's been in the fridge. So I just chopped one Asian pear up really fine because I think it's just going to add a hint of sweetness without actually adding any sugar. And this is like a home fermented sriracha. Egg roll in a bowl, or egg roll on a plate at this matter. Bon appetit. Tuesday, January 31st, update on last night. The egg roll not in a bowl was so good. Everybody loved it, and I'm absolutely going to incorporate that into somewhat of a rotation here on our homestead, because I also think I can incorporate that when I do Whole30 again. I just don't have to eat the rice. I can exchange the soy sauce for coconut aminos. Win-win. It really was good. Tonight, a little more Simple Simon. This is kind of my favorite version of fast food, which is home canned vegetable soup. And I have all kinds of bread here. Varieties of pieces of bread in different forms at different stages of hardness that I'm gonna make some grilled cheese. I've portioned these out to actual sandwiches. These are probably going to become breadcrumbs. So in the refrigerator, I've got some dill Havarti left from when we made our turkey stack sandwiches a week or 2 ago. I got a little bit of cheddar left. So I am just gonna make a bunch of grilled cheese sandwiches and heat up some vegetable soup for dinner. It's going to be easy, relaxing, and still delicious. Bon appetit! Hey friends, it is Wednesday, February 1st. We are officially into the 2nd month of 2023 and the 3 Rivers Challenge. We are in the middle of the 5th week. And just to ponder really how things have gone over the last 4 weeks or the past month. And so I did go shopping in the very beginning on January 1st, right? And then I know we went out to eat I think once or twice, I can't remember. Overall, I'll say that it was more challenging this time. I am almost out of eggs, including all my water glassed eggs. So I'm gonna have to go to the store sometime in February, within the next week, most likely. We're kind of out of our fresh fruit. We are down to slim pickings on vegetables. I mean, I have canned green beans. I've got some frozen things. But, which leads us to dinner tonight. We are gonna cook our last 2 squash that I harvested from our garden last summer. This is a delicata. I only got 2 delicata, and the other one, as I was pulling this out of the pantry to go look at it, it was starting to mold. So that one's in the compost. And then this is a honey nut squash. My only honey nut squash that I grew last year. I don't know what happened with the plant, but I got one, and it's kind of small, as well as my delicata. But this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. And surely this is not gonna be enough squash for everybody, but we're gonna make do with what we have. So I am gonna have to go to the store and get some things. I can just tell. So it's been challenging, more challenging this year. And I don't know why that is. Because I feel like I've preserved more and put more up than I had in any other previous year. But I don't know, maybe we're eating more. My kids are getting older. They are eating more. Maybe that's part of it. So dinner tonight, I am really excited about. You may notice that I kind of go all out, and then the next night it's like, like last night, grilled cheese and tomato soup, which was good, by the way. There are no leftovers left, 0, so that's a good thing. So tonight I'm going all out a little bit. We are going to have lamb chops. I actually really love lamb. And this is a pack that I had bought at our local grocery store back in almost 2 years ago. Use or freeze by. Let me see if you see this date. March of 2021. So this has been in the freezer for almost 2 years. That's like, this is why we do the challenge. We've got to use what we've got, right? So we're going to have that. And I have these lamb loin chops. I have 3 of these packages. There's 2 in each. These are also from, I think, it doesn't have the date on here because this is from our local farm. What are we in, 23? I think that's from late 21. So probably about 1.5 years old now. Yeah, so we got to eat these lamb chops up. So we're having lamb chops. Now I'm going to be doing like a mustard garlic herb rub on them. And then we're going to slather these puppies up with that. First, we're going to actually brown these in the skillet to get a good sear on all possible sides. And then we're going to lather the mustard herb mixture on top, put it in the oven. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Trust me. So we're going to do that with the roasted squash. I've got some broccoli in the freezer. We'll have some roasted broccoli. And I am craving something just a little bit more. I don't know what yet. Like some kind of dessert is what I mean by that. So I have to see what I can whip up. I mean, it's like 3:15 right now. I got to see what I can come up with, but that's going to be tonight's dinner. I figured out what I'm gonna do. I only have about 15 minutes before I go get my children. So I'm not gonna have time to fully make anything, but what I am gonna do is get all of my ingredients ready, get everything measured out, ready, laid out, so when I come home I can make it. Before I make dinner, I'm gonna make a carrot cake because I love carrot cake, and I can make it relatively low sugar, and we have really good cream cheese from my last Azure order or the order before that, so we can have a beautiful cream cheese icing. So oh my gosh, that is exactly what I needed, and it has given me a little pep in my step to know that we're gonna have that. So cake is in the oven. The squash is cut. I put some butter in it, salt, peppered it. I haven't put it in the oven yet, but it's ready to go. I'm now gonna get started on that rub for the lamb. I want that done, and then I'll start searing the lamb. So you can easily do this by hand, chop it. I am using a little mini food processor. You can use a regular size food processor. You can use a mini chopper. But basically what we're doing is we are going to chop up a bunch of aromatic herbs. I'm really excited that I have this bunch of herbs because this parsley came from the backyard garden. These 3 sprigs of rosemary came from our front yard. I have thyme in the backyard, and I don't have chives. But you know what I do have? Are shallots growing. You could do this with onions too. I just cut some of the green tops off, and I'm gonna use that as like a chive replacement. I'm gonna throw everything in along with some garlic, 4 cloves of garlic, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and then I'm gonna start adding in the mustard and get it all chopped up in like a paste. I can't even tell you how good this is going to be. Getting any of the stems off except for the rosemary since they're pretty woody. Everything else, including all of the thyme, is just gonna go in for now. I'm starting with Dijon mustard, and I'm adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons. All right, I added a little bit more olive oil. I'm about to add a tablespoon of stone ground mustard as well. Oh, it looks perfect. This is what we're looking for right there. That kind of consistency. It's like a paste, a thick paste. Bon appetit.
Jingle bell,